the family of our colleague and our friend, Cheptumo, leaders present, clergy, Bwana asifiwe. Thank you, PCS, for giving me time. I feel a bit. Let me say three things. One, I got to know about Cheptumo, not to meet him as Cheptumo, when I went to law school. As a person from this community, it was very difficult to get mentors because for some reason, I don't know historically what was the reason, there was very few lawyers from our community. So while in school, you would think around to ask who can be a mentor. And Cheptumo, and very few of them, Chepkonga, Cheptumo, very few people were in legal profession. And so I always looked up to this Cheptumo. And luckily, because we knew him, his wife was my classmate. As she spoke earlier, the wife came to do a second degree with me. So we graduated the same day on March 11, 2005. And thereafter, I got to meet Cheptumo soon thereafter when he became a member of parliament, because I became Tuyamkono for a number of people, including his. In that process, including yourself, you put me in the task force of the government. During that process is when we really worked together and closely with Cheptumo. He was passionate about devolution way before he even became a senator. Number two, I want to say that Cheptumo loved education. When I became a senator, tulisunguka na yeye all this place. He gave us his story one day in Kapsawar. How he used to toka hapa kufanya kibarua, yapate ya kuja asome. In fact, his age is disputed because nobody knows exactly what is his age. That's why, if you had in the Eulogy wanasema, he chose December to be his birthday so that he can celebrate with Jesus. But exactly the day where he was born is not known because he was, hustling around here looking for a job. And he told us a story about his mom and many other things that I don't want to say about Kangogo and Kisang and others. Everybody cried in the meeting because of how Cheptumo worked so hard to get education. And he loved education. Throughout this period, schools was everything to Cheptumo. Every time he told us this school, the other school, the other school, and so forth. Number two, Cheptumo was a true Christian. Let me say that. He was a very true Christian. Cheptumo was a AIC Damu. A few of us, including the president, after leaving rural here, we have mixed churches in Nairobi. But Cheptumo was very faithful to the church, including being the lawyer of the Baraza Kuu. And the wife now is the lawyer of the same Baraza Kuu. And he was very dedicated in sorting all these issues that we have in church. And he was very committed here and in Nairobi. So I say two things. I say my condolences as a lawyer, and on behalf of the lawyers of this country, the LSK gave their condolences in Nairobi. Number two, I say as a friend, and I say as a member of this AIC church, to say we've lost also a very, very powerful person in our midst. The last thing I want to say is that Cheptumo was a peacemaker. Everything that has been said about Cheptumo and peacemaking is true. In our midst, in the whole negotiations, even in the hardest time, because of his Christianity, Cheptumo observed 2 Timothy 2:16. He never allowed himself to have vain talk, useless talk, or idle talk. In every gathering where we are, even when we had been pushed out of government, he remained that faithful Christian, measuring his words all the time when he wanted to say anything. He was a peacemaker. Na kwa hii mambo ya Kerio Valley, I want to say Cheptumo contributed immensely as a leader, fighting not just for Baringo alone, for the entire Kerio Valley to get peace. And he worked so closely with my predecessor, the Deputy President, Kithure Kindiki. They worked so closely, so tightly, that even this situation that has been sorted, we have reduced cattle rustling and banditry in the country by 70%. His contribution must be remembered, that he was a leader who, nyinyi mnajua watu wa Baringo, Cheptumo peke yake, okay sio peke yake, but he's among the leaders, angetoka hapa aende Tiatich, na anapendwa huko kama vile anapendwa hapa Baringo North. Hata wakati kulikuwa na shida, bado he was being welcomed in all parts of this county as a uniting factor. The last thing I want to say, which was the weakness of Cheptumo. Tulikuwa tukienda functions, Cheptumo akipewa nafasi kuongea, Cheptumo being the lawyer. Cheptumo hakuwa na piga story ya kufika na kusema I want to speak in 2 minutes hapana. Cheptumo angeanza kwanza in 1963 and then come slowly. Saa hizo anaambiwa time. If Cheptumo was the one standing here, he would be now starting ya mwisho ya kwanza until ya mwisho ya 10. So time was putting him a lot of pressure. Now Cheptumo has transitioned to the world that there will be no time. He's in a timeless world, having his good time with his Lord. Rest in peace, our friend. Thank you.
Thank you, Murkomen.